Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the EJG3 show. This is your host, Eddie Gallagher. Today, or this episode, we will recap week 7 of the NFL. Um, so a couple games. Chiefs, 49ers, Pittsburgh versus Jets, the epic uh Minnesota versus Lions game. And then I also want to talk about the injuries that happened over the weekend. Uh So let's first start off with Chiefs versus Niners. The Chiefs uh dominated the 49ers again. Super Bowl rematch. Uh the Chiefs won 28 to 18. Um Patrick Mahomes, another pedestrian game. He had two touchdowns, but with also two interceptions. The thing about Patrick Mahomes, not only is he dangerous with his arm, but he's such a good runner. I mean, people don't think he's a good runner, but he is. I mean, the run down the sideline, the 4th and 1 touchdown run, he lowered his shoulder. I mean, this guy is big. This guy is fast. You know, to me, we might not think he's a top five running quarterback. No, he's a top five running quarterback for sure. This guy, you know, when they in the playoffs uh in big time games, when they need a first down, he'll go and go get it by his own. This guy is incredible with his feet. Um, the Chiefs are looking pretty at 6-0, even though they haven't been playing their best. They have a couple injuries. Obviously Rice is out. Juju Smith Schuster, he's injured, but they find ways to win, and give credit to uh Andy Reid, making the adjustments. Kyle Shannon, obviously, a couple guys were out and he couldn't make adjustments, but the real story in that game was Brock Purdy. Um, he had three interceptions. Um, here's the real question: do you pay Brock Purdy about $16 million a year? And that's the market tells you, hey, you got to pay this guy. I'm not sure you pay him that much. I think he's a good quarterback, but I'm not sure he can lead a guy to wins. Like a Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson. Um, he's just not that guy. And obviously, I'm not comparing to those guys, but just a guy that can lead a franchise. Not needing Debo, Kittle, McCaffrey, Ayuk. Just not. They call them the Avengers, I guess. Uh, but just he had a lot of help. On the offensive side. More than any other quarterback, and you know he's played okay, but the 49ers are 3-4, and not all of it is on him, but most of it is. He is a quarterback, and that's I believe that second interception. I mean, it's like, what are you doing? Uh, Two of them. I think it was on the Kansas City 31, and also inside the 10-yard line. But it's like, Brock Purdy, what are you doing? Why are you throwing those interceptions? And I think obviously Shanahan had a conversation with him. I don't know what that conversation was like, but all you have to do is just don't screw it up with the 49ers. And right now, they're in trouble. Coming in second, or right now in second place in the NFC West. Now, do I think they're going to win the division? I do. I think the 49ers do win that division. But, you know, they're rusty, and obviously we now know Brandon Ayuk um is out for the year with an ACL and MCL injury. Um, he Brandon Ayuk, obviously the big controversy during the offseason um, about getting the bag. He got the bag, missed a lot of camp, and during the season he was dropping a lot of balls. He wasn't getting a lot of targets. Um, I think that surely played a factor. Uh, Said that he got injured. He's still a good player. Um, and I think the 49ers will miss him. But Brock Purdy, uh, I want to see how he does without him. But they still have Debo. They still have George Kittle. But uh, on the Chiefs side, they're 6-0. They beat the 49ers. They beat the Ravens. They beat the Bengals. They have beaten good teams while some guys have been hurt, and give credit to obviously Mahomes and Andy Reid, and Mahomes, he's not playing like the best quarterback in the NFL this year, but he's not making the mistakes, and you know, and that's credit to coaching, and their Chiefs defense is obviously one of the best, and you know, they're just hunting these quarterbacks, it's offenses. It seems like the other quarterback on the other side, they're just making the bad decisions, making a lot of turnovers. Um, but yeah, no, this Chiefs team is really good. Um, and hopefully some guys will be back. And once they're fully healthy, I think this team's going to be hard to beat. Um, I want to go to uh, the Lions Vikings game. That was an epic game. Um, when Jared Goff has a lot of protection, this guy can sling it. He Goff was 22 for 25 for 280 yards, with a couple passing touchdowns to Amon Ra St. Brown, which that guy's absolutely nasty. They just got good weapons. We got Gibbs, Montgomery, the tight end, Lepore. Um, I think their offensive line is one of the best. Um, you know, um, Obviously, with Hutchinson being down, they did give up some points, but um, I thought they made some plays versus the Minnesota, offense who was really good. So the tight end is Sam Laporta, which I knew that, but I wanted to get that correct. Um, yeah, no, this Lions team is legit. I said that they're my top pick to go to the Super Bowl. Uh, and they certainly look like it. Um, just that offensive line is absolutely nasty. And they have a good kicker, Jake Bates. He can really kick that football through the goalposts. Um, Now this team is legit. Um, I'm not worried about Minnesota. I think they just face a good, Lions team, and it went down to the last seconds, which I thought Detroit clearly outplayed them for the whole game, but Minnesota made it a game in the fourth quarter. So give credit to them. Minnesota's in good position. Uh, Sam Darnold, you're gonna have one of those games where not everything is clicking, but they got so many weapons. Addison, Jefferson, um, and their defense is good. Just Lions O line is just better, and it's tough to get a pass rush when the O line is just better than your D line. But overall, I thought both teams are really good. I could definitely see this as an NFC Championship game. Um, which is exciting. But yeah, no, that was an epic game to watch. Um, you talk about, you know, another game. Russell Wilson making his return against the Jets. I thought he played pretty poorly in the first quarter, and in the rest of the three quarters, second, third, and fourth quarter, he played really good. He was 16 of 29 with 264 yards. I think he's definitely a better passer than Justin Fields. Um, I don't know if this is sustainable, right? Obviously, first game, you know, I thought he was going to look rusty. I thought he was going to look poor, but he definitely outplayed Aaron Rodgers, um, who passed for 276 yards with a touchdown. He connected with Adams three times. Um, you know, two interceptions, one at the end of the half, costed him, made him changed the momentum of that game. Um, and this Jets team is so bad. I know the Steelers defense is really good, but I think we gotta admit that the Jets are dead. They're not making the playoffs. Whoever thought this team was good, uh, I don't know what you guys are talking about. They fired their best coach, Robert Saleh. I didn't understand that move. You talk about an arrogant, selfish player in Aaron Rodgers who blames everybody. He blames Mike Williams. He said after the post game that the media is getting blamed for why the Jets are being so bad. Uh, he's playing poorly. He's the reason why the Jets are terrible. And obviously, the Jets are the Jets. They've always been terrible in my lifetime. Um, but he just has not played well. The expectations maybe were a little bit too high coming off an Achilles injury. Um, but he's been atrocious. To me, he's just been a selfish leader. And you know, there needs to be a leader in that locker room, and he just hasn't been that guy. The good news is that they do kind of have a soft schedule, but to me, 2-5, little late. Um, and I get the whole, hey, Hassan Reddick's coming back, but no, I think this team is absolutely dead because of Aaron Rodgers. You know, him and Zach Wilson are kind of the same. You know, just not good, not great leaders. Um, but hey, what are you gonna do? Maybe next year, Jets. Uh, but other news. Deshaun Watson get injured. Obviously that's disappointing. Obviously he did not play well. Uh, this at all this year. A lot of controversy around him. I won't speak about that. Uh, but I think the Browns could be better, but it's time to rebuild. Try to hopefully find some trade partners. Um, I've also thought Amari Cooper. He really impacted Buffalo with a touchdown. I think that connection with Allen and him will grow. I also think you know Buffalo. They're getting some slow starts to every game now, which is concern. But you can obviously tell once in the second half everything slowed down. It was funny that Keon Coleman, told him what route to, to go, and that was a cool moment. Which I think Keon Coleman, by the way, I think he'll get better when every game. Um, but yeah, no, you know, Seattle. We don't know the DK Metcalf injury. I think it was just maybe an MCL sprain. I think he's week to week. Um, but Seattle just stumped uh Atlanta, which that was surprising. Uh, you know, the Antonio Pierce ran the Rams game. You're down 20-12 and about 3 minutes to go. He kicks a field goal, and I didn't understand that move. You're down eight, and you have a chance to score a touchdown. I think you're inside the 10-yard line, and he chooses to kick the field goal. I just never understood that move. Um, but they're terrible also. Uh, I think Cooper Cup, he might be back for the Rams hopefully this week. Um, but good win for the Rams off a bye. Um, and I think Jordan Love had an unbelievable game. That guy can really throw the football. Um, now I know CJ Stroud had a bad day, 86 yards, but I think with Houston, without Nico Collins, that hurts. He's still a young player, which he'll grow. Everybody has bad games. Um, but yeah, no, that was probably the second best game of the weekend. Packers versus Houston. Um, and I think those two teams will easily be in the playoffs, top three seeds. Well, I know Houston would be top three seed or top four seed in the AFC. But overall, it was a great week of NFL. Um, I think week eight will be even better. Um, so yeah. Talk to you soon.